Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. My name is Luis Lopez, and today we're going to be talking about ways to develop problem-solving skills. You might hear this term in situations like interviews or maybe meetings at work, but regardless of the situation, this topic is very important to our everyday lives. Problem-solving skills have a lot of power in our lives nowadays. They have the ability to affect our income, our love life, our health, and even the overall happiness. So that's why today we're going to be going over 7 ways to develop problem-solving skills. Hey, so if this is the first time on the channel, I want you guys to know that the tips I'm giving aren't things I research on. They're things I actually analyze in my life and kind of learned from experience. So yeah, I'm not gonna be going over things like,
oh, do puzzles in your free time and you'll learn how to solve problems creatively.
Like, no, I don't have time to do puzzles.
Or do yoga.
It's like, no, because I'm not as flexible. Why would I want to be doing yoga? So don't worry, those things are off the table. Tip number 1 is to figure out your strength and your advantages. Figuring out what you're good at. Either you're good at numbers, you're analytical, or maybe you're a go-getter and you physically have to do things to get things done, or maybe you're detail-oriented. You need to realize what are you good at and execute. Number 2 is going to be gain experience. Enable yourself to be in more situations. If it means volunteering to be a team leader or the project supervisor, then go ahead and do that. Because the more situations you put yourself in, it's more practice. If there's ever an opportunity where you can jump into a managerial role or maybe a supervisor, then take it. Try to take it. Don't be scared. Because like what I was saying before, this is where it's going to affect your income. Number 3 is to take advice seriously and be an active listener. Learn from other people's mistakes. That is completely okay. You need to understand that you can either learn from in-person communication with them or through a book, maybe through videos, and also you can get it from music. It's crazy to me that people, when they ask for advice, they'll let you talk for a while and they'll hear what you have to say, but right after you get a pause in the conversation, they want to say, oh, but I know that already. What they're looking for, and I pick up on it all the time, is that they want me to say something they think is right. That's all they want to hear advice for. Don't be that person, please. Sometimes you're gonna hear things you don't like. Don't block it out. That's actually what's gonna help you. Number 4 is to get some good sleep. Stanford Medicine explains that our memory becomes compromised with sleep deprivation, with decreasing our attentiveness and affecting our ability to process information. Research shows that memory processing occurs when you're asleep. So if you take that away, that is going to affect your ability to problem solve. So get the amount of hours you need. If you're a 6-hour person, get the 6 hours. If you need 9 hours, get those. Because that, at the end of the day, is the fuel that you're gonna use. You know how when you're going to bed and the lights are off and you're kind of getting in that comfy mode where your brain just starts going off and it starts thinking about the day and ways you could have done things differently, and everything becomes so much clearer. I think it would be a good idea to have like a journal next to your bed and kind of like write down some notes based on that, so that you can actually like acknowledge the fact that you found out there's a new solution for it and it's tucked away. You can read it in the morning and you won't forget. This could be helpful for when you had maybe an argument during the day and you lost, and maybe at night. I know you guys have it sometimes. You think of, oh, I should have said this, I could have won. Number 5 is to avoid conformity. Getting used to the flow of things keeps your mind away from curiosity. Without the curiosity, we don't care about how things work and how we can make them better. So once you start feeling yourself comfortable, that's a warning right there. You need to change things up, because once you're in that setting, when you're comfortable in what you're doing and everything's running smoothly, you stop looking for problems to solve. You can't identify problems anymore because you think everything's operating the way it should. Number 6 is to force yourself to change, evolve. We all work for something, and once we get there and we attain it, we stop. We stop improving ourselves. We stop looking for new answers. And that's bad. You need to know that there's better ways of doing things all the time. There's ways you can improve. Always know there's ways we can keep growing in our health, our career, or in our happiness. Tip number 7, and it's the one people do not like. The last tip is to invite failure, but at your own terms. No one wants to fail, and I totally understand that. But a lot of the things that we have today would have not been what they are now if people didn't fail in the process. The important thing of this tip is that you need to learn from your failures, because I don't want you to be failing. I just want you really to learn from the failures that you have, and don't be scared and don't be, paralyzed of failing, because that's no good for you. When I say on your own terms, I don't mean anything crazy. Experiment with little things, don't take it too seriously. Start with something small, a small obstacle, an everyday thing that you can change. Maybe it's the way you get to work. You change your route, you take the risk, and maybe you find out, I'm gonna make it to work 5 minutes earlier if I take this route. You would have never known that if you never took the risk. And then just keep progressing with it. If you maybe want to try something new at a meeting at work, or maybe you want to go for a different type of workout you're not used to at home, and do that. And slowly you will learn that there are different ways to solve problems. So know that you might fail, but also know that if you succeed, you're gonna come up and discover a new way of thinking. And that's super valuable. You have no idea how valuable that is. A person being able to try new things, knowing the risk, and then succeeding afterwards, that's amazing. You're doing something that other people fear to do. So there you go, guys. Those are the 7 tips to help you develop problem-solving skills. So yeah, that's advice from me to you guys from my own experiences. And please don't be that person that I talked about earlier in the video. Oh yeah, I know. I was like, what? Then just listen, bro, and just take what you can. If you knew some of these already, that's great. If you didn't, that's even better. Thanks for joining me this whole video. If you like it, you know what that button does. Smash the like button. And if you think I'm a person you want to keep hearing from, then subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. And if you still don't like me, I'll win you over one day. But until then, take care, guys, and stay safe out there. Love you guys.